now to tell us a bit more about this court action threat. So we're on the line to spokesperson for Section 27, Mark Heywood. A very good evening to you, Mr. Heywood, and thank you very much for speaking to us. Tell us why you would consider court action, considering that the general public at large is under the impression that you at some point reached an agreement of sorts with the Department of Basic Education, that you're going to work together on this issue.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me. Sapisa, you're absolutely correct. We did reach an agreement with the Department of Basic Education, and part of that agreement was that the catch-up plan for the grade 10s, which was ordered by the Gauteng North High Court, should include extra tuition and support to teachers. From what we've seen, what has been officially presented to the court, the catch-up plan includes neither extra tuition nor support to teachers and seems to be limited to simply producing study guides which will be given to grade 10 learners. Now that is, clearly insufficient as far as the court is concerned, but also insufficient to help remedy the damage that grade 10s have suffered. But if I could just make one point, and it's this. We have written to the department yesterday. We've asked for clarification on all of these issues, and we've asked them to reply by Friday. And I still hope that court action will be unnecessary because we will reach an agreement on what these students need and deserve.
Again, I go back to the whole issue that at some point you were considering court action following the first deadline, and then you released a joint statement with the Department of Basic Education saying that you're going to work together on this. If you were working together, why were you unable to work together on the catch-up plan, advising the department?
Well, I think that's a question you should better put to the Department of Basic Education, because you're absolutely right. And, part of our agreement was that Section 27's input would be solicited on the catch-up plan. Now, we haven't been consulted about the catch-up plan at all. The catch-up plan has been devised entirely by the department with none of our involvement, and yet the department knows full well what we think must be the core components of a catch-up plan. Look, we need collaboration. We need collaboration not just of Section 27 and department, but we need the broadest possible collaboration on helping these learners. But at the end of the day, if what is put forward is inadequate and it's going to leave these hundreds of thousands of students stranded and disadvantaged, then we have no choice but to take this back to the court and to compel the department to do what is necessary.
Are you saying the department has effectively shut you out on this very issue and on something, per your understanding, you were supposed to work together on? Because also if you look at statements made by the Department of Basic Education, they feel, in fact, Panyaza Lusufi, the advisor to the Basic Education Minister, has said that you just don't understand the plan that has received a thumbs up for more than 2,000 principals and you just don't get it.
You're asking complex questions which are hard to answer in a few minutes, but let me just tell you this. The department filed its first catch-up plan on June 8th with the High Court. We told the department, we told Panyaza at that time that catch-up plan was not good enough. We met with the department. They agreed in a public statement that they would seek our input. They have not sought our input at all on the catch-up plan. On July the 30th, they filed another document with the Gauteng North High Court, as they're required to do, which contained no information other than the fact that they are going to produce study guides for the grade 10 learners. That is all that we have in front of us. And measured against that is the fact that it's now 3.5 months since the court ordered a catch-up plan. But I can tell you, with my hand on my heart, that not one grade 10 student has received any extra assistance as we talk today on August the 8th, 3 months later. And that's just not good enough. And I can also tell you, Sapisa, that there are still many schools that are complaining to us that they don't have the textbooks that they need. So Panyaza, yes, we want to do everything we can to work, but we need honesty and a level playing field here.
So to say that over 2,000 principals have given the plan a thumbs up, is that an untruth? Is that what you're saying to us?
Well, there are many more than 2,000 principals. I can also only say to you that just this morning we contacted the Principals Association, School Principals Association, and they said that many principals have been left out of these discussions, that they haven't been formally consulted. And so I can't naysay, contradict what the department is telling you, but I'm telling you that it's not the whole story and it's not sufficient. And I'd also draw your attention and your listeners' attention to the fact that the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee yesterday sent the department packing, and from their perspective, what is on offer is not enough to help these students. It's not enough to rectify the damage.
Okay, so have you told the Basic Education Department that you're giving them that number of days to come up with something that you consider credible? Have you heard from them?
I have a good relationship with Mr. Lesufi. He and I chatted last week when he gave me what he says is now the real catch-up plan. We agreed that we need to talk, but there's no communication from them to us. And what we have done is that we've written a letter, as I mentioned, asking for clarity on what is the real catch-up plan and what is the real intentions of the department. The catch-up plan that they are now saying is the catch-up plan is simply not good enough, not just by Section 27 standards, but by the standards of any ordinary person who thinks about what has to be done to assist the grade 10s.
Thank you very much, Mark Heywood, spokesperson for Lobby Group Section 27. And I do hope that we are able to get a hold of the Basic Education Department's advisor to the Minister, Panyaza Lesufi. You've just heard Mark Heywood say that in conversation, he said they were now going to present the real catch-up plan, which I find quite perplexing, because what does that mean? That at first they presented a catch-up plan that was either bogus or just they knew that was inadequate. So, Mr. Lesufi, we are going to get in touch with you and get you to reply to that, please.